Welcome back to Collins Country. If you're new here, my name is Courtney, and my husband and I live on a 100-acre farm in Kentucky where we focus on homesteading, self-sufficiency, and living off the land. And today we are doing our March garden tour video. We've actually had a lot of requests for this, to have full-length videos and updates and tours throughout the gardening season showing everything that we're doing. So this is the first of many. This is the March one, and we're going to do one every month until the end of gardening season this year, which will be in either October or November, depending on weather. And yes, I'm still sick. I've been getting over the flu for like 2 weeks, so I still do not have my voice back, but we're going to get it done regardless. And in all of these videos, we're going to show all the things. We're going to show what we're planting, what we're growing, what we're harvesting, what's doing well, what's not doing well, to help you guys out with your gardening stuff as well. So let's get to it. Also, I do want to add that you guys are going to see how much food we grow on our farm, which is a lot, but we do not use a lot of space to do that. Yes, we own 103 acres, but we garden and grow all of our food on less than 1 acre, so you do not need a lot of land to grow a lot of food. So let's start out by showing you guys these raised beds behind me here. So this right here is the raised bed area behind our house. And so this is something new we added last year, and I love it. It's from Vago Garden. It's 2 of their raised beds with that trellising system, and it's so sturdy. And then these are all smaller raised beds that we made. I think they're 8 feet by 2.5 feet. We made these with cedar from our sawmill, from cedar trees we actually cut down on our property. And the only things we currently have growing right now in the garden is stuff that has overwintered. So that's going to be our garlic and some of our perennial herbs. So back here's our sage. You can see that the sage is coming back, and we're just starting to get some new blooms and leaves and foliage coming out on that. And then lining this bed here is our elephant garlic. So you can see those coming up there. Now over here, we have our raspberry bushes next to the kids' play set. Honestly, it's great because they come on here and play on the play set, snack on raspberries. It's like a dream. But these are all of our raspberry bushes. You can see where they're coming up, looking great. And there's some new ones coming up as well. Some of these I might actually dig up and transplant to a new location from the runners that are underground coming up, all those. But anyway, that's the raspberries. And then over here is our traditional garlic, and it looks really good. You can see these here. So that is our garlic. So it is currently March 14th, and we are in Kentucky Zone 6B, and today we are going to plant some of our cold hardy crops. And those are crops that will survive in cold weather, sometimes a freeze, and also definitely survive a frost. So we're going to be planting our carrots, cauliflower, broccoli, and onions. So this right here is everything we're going to plant today. The onions I got from Rural King. I prefer to plant onion bulbs. Some people call these sets versus onion seeds. I just have way better success with these. I know this is also controversial. You'll see a lot of gardeners or homesteaders say that you cannot grow big onions from the bulbs or the sets, but honestly, I have great success with these, and I grow very large onions, and a lot of them every single year. So that's what I use. They were 99 cents a pound. I think I paid less than $1 for each of those bags. And then both of these I got free from our local library. This is broccoli and cauliflower. Here's some extra cauliflowers. I have no idea what variety this is. This was given to me. I might plant some of those. And then for the carrots, I love the Danvers because they are super long. These are like the giant carrots that you see in movies. I forgot we're also going to do peas. Peas are very cold hardy and do really well. This is one of the first things that we harvest from our garden every year. So we're going to plant these. And then my son picked out these as well. And these seeds came from Rural King. So to all of my raised beds, I added some compost and some manure. This one you can see where I've already mixed it in. And this one you can see where I have not mixed it in yet, or these. See how I just threw the compost and manure on top? And then I take my little garden handheld thing here, and I put it down in, and I just move the soil around like that. So I'm going to do that to all of these beds real quick to prep this soil, then we'll plant our seeds. All right, got all that soil worked and ready to go. Look at this. This is where we're gonna plant our carrots. Look at how good this soil is. Very nutritious and dark. It's amazing, with lots of fresh compost and manure in it. Down here they look good as well. Lots of nice soil, obviously in this bed because I had garlic over there on the end. I just had to be careful not to disturb those. But got all my beds nice and mixed in. And I do also every year mix in a bunch of decaying leaves. I kind of try to crumble them up when I mix them in there because that helps with aeration. Our soil here in Kentucky is very dense and compact, and so adding in some leaves helps to get some aeration in it, so the soil is a lot lighter and fluffier, so your roots can grow really easily. So that's a great free way to help to amend your soil. Up first, we're going to plant our peas, and peas are climbers, so they need a trellising system. So you'll see on the end of these raised beds, I just have some chicken wire added and a tobacco stick in the middle, and I plant them on the edge of the bed, and then they trellis up this way. So I do that on all of those, including on the edge of my carrot raised bed here. And I always just follow the directions on the package, so we're going to do them 1 inch deep and space them out about every 3 inches. Got my trench dug. Now I'm just going to place in my seeds. Like so. And then I'm just going to quickly cover them back up. And then I'll water everything in when we're done. And I like to give it a good pat just to kind of push the soil down on it so the seeds are nice and tucked in. That one's done. Now I'm just going to plant peas along the rest of all these, and I might even plant a few up here at the edge of my raspberry bush, and they can climb up that as well, and maybe even a couple over here. Peas are finished. Up next is the carrots. We're going to grow the Danvers, and we're going to space them out about every 2 inches, and I'm going to do 4 rows in this small raised bed here. And carrot seeds are tiny, so I just do the best I can to space them out properly. If I plant too many, I'll just come back in once they all germinate and thin them out some. Got this first row planted, and carrots you want to plant real shallow, so these are only about a 1/4 inch deep. Okay, now I'm going to plant 3 more rows in here. Got that done. I got 4 rows of carrots planted. I'm going to water those in with everything else when we're done. Now we're going to plant our onions, and I'm going to grow the red ones in this raised bed with the garlic and the yellow ones over there. I'm going to do 2 rows here, and I'm going to make a trench and space them out about every 3 to 4 inches, and I'm going to plant them 1 inch deep. Flat part is going to go down because that's where the roots come from, and the pointy part's going to go up. And we're just going to put them in there like so. Got that first row planted. Now I'm just going to go back through and cover it all up. Look at how beautiful that row of onions is. So pretty. Okay, onions are planted. I got this one planted in red onions and this one planted in yellow onions. This one has 3 rows and this one has 2 because the garlic is there. Now we're going to plant our broccoli and cauliflower. To be honest with you, I have never taken broccoli or cauliflower seeds and sowed them directly in the ground outside. I always start them inside and then transplant them. So we're going to see how this goes. Got that done. We got cauliflower up here in the first raised bed, and we've got broccoli down here, and my boys helped me plant them. Okay, so that's all that we are going to plant for March. The rest of the stuff will get planted at the end of April because that's all stuff that will not survive a frost or a freeze, such as corns, green beans, all that good stuff. So now I'm just going to take you around the farm really quick and show you all the other areas that we have gardens so you can see what garden spaces we're working with. So this is another garden space here back behind the house. House is over there. That's where we just were with those raised beds. And this is where we always grow our sweet corn and our green beans. I'd like to grow Roma 2 green beans, so you'll see us planting those this year. And we're doing a new variety of corn that we just picked up from Rural King. Anyway, all winter I come, and when I clean out my horse stall, I sprinkle the manure on our garden. So you can see piles of manure all spread out. We will use our garden rake to spread that manure around here in the next few weeks. And then we will plow it and we will till it and get it ready for planting. I almost forgot to check our asparagus, and look at it. Asparagus is a perennial, and it's so easy to grow. You just throw some roots in the ground, and 2 years later, you start to harvest it. So this will be our first year harvesting the asparagus from this bed, and look at how good it looks. Look at these giant asparagus coming up. See that? Yeah. There's tons in there. And every year produces more and more asparagus. You don't think they're that big, buddy? According to the 5-year-old supervisor, the asparagus are not big. But let me tell you, that is some giant asparagus. And this fall, I will definitely need to add some more soil to this. And I'm going to also plant a few more asparagus roots in here. Now we're heading up to the garden in front of the house. This garden up here is where we grow a lot of other stuff. Sunflowers, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, other flowers like our zinnias and stuff are growing up here. Peppers are grown up here. We do bell peppers, banana peppers, jalapeno peppers, Thai hot chili peppers to make hot sauce, all kinds of stuff up in this area. And you can also see here where we've added a bunch of manure, some old hay, some compost, and same thing. We'll spread it out here, till it in, and get this garden ready for planting season very soon as well. We also grow all of our vine plants up here, like our melons and squash. So we grow watermelon, cantaloupe, yellow squash, and zucchini. So I know our gardens obviously don't look like a lot yet, but give it time and these gardens will be flourishing with tons of fresh food that we will eat fresh all summer long. And we will also preserve and can a lot of it too. So if you want to get into canning, stay tuned because I will show you how we can all of the fresh produce on our farm. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you have a wonderful planting season and I hope y'all are getting ready for gardening season 2. Of course, let us know if you have any questions down in the comments below. Otherwise, have a great day, everyone, and happy homesteading.